FragPunk just had another patch and hotfix. We'll go over all the details with the patch notes. Additionally, they dropped a brand new banned list, so we'll have a few fair warnings there. Up next, we'll cover some details around Twitch rivals and other community updates. We got a ton to talk about. What's up, world? It's Utopia back in with another video. Today we're checking out all things FragPunk. Okay, so let's just jump right into it. First up with the March 12th patch notes. Now, we did get a March 10th patch and a March 11th patch. If you are curious on those patch notes, what they did change, I do have a video on my channel. You can check that out, and I'll link to it down below. But jumping back to it in the March 12th update, they do mention that this will not interrupt your experience, as this was just a hotfix. And if you do experience any matchmaking issues, please be patient. That should be resolved very quickly. Although this patch was quite earlier, so those probably have been resolved by now. Jumping to the actual updates portion here. Or first up, we do have some more updates with the Outbreak mode. I actually love how dedicated they are to this mode. It's really cool to see. Actually thoroughly enjoyed the mode, as I said previously. But they do mention here that they reduced the shard points gained for parasites when infecting survivors and taking damage. So while the parasites have been buffed, it seems like they needed to be nerfed a little bit there too, to put them back in line of where they were previously, kind of around that adjustment, which also means that they increased the shard points you gain for survivors when dealing damage. So now survivors will also even get more shard points for dealing damage. I think that's a really good change there. When you do more damage, you should receive more shard points, especially as a survivor. This mode is actually very difficult to survive unless you have some sort of crazy setup. As I've showcased before, unless you have a bunch of nitros sitting in a circle together placing turrets down, or you have a corner off to yourself where nobody pays attention to, this mode can actually be quite challenging to survive. So I'm glad they are buffing survivors a little bit where needed, and getting rid of the stacking meta with the turret. They've also increased the base melee damage of survivors, so maybe now those builds will actually come into play, as there are several cards that will actually allow you to do extra melee damage and even farther melee distance. Maybe a melee build could actually work in the future. Moving on though, there were several bug fixes here. They fixed a pretty massive issue here where when you do aim down sights, your weapon would occasionally have weapon spread. If you didn't know, essentially your weapons are extremely accurate when you are aiming down sights, and I believe there is not any weapon spread at all. So the fact that that was happening was making it incredibly unfair in gunfight. That was quite a massive game-breaking bug there, as that could really turn the tide on things. So glad they did adjust that there and have fixed that. They also did some more bug fixes and issue changes here, where in the Outbreak mode, players could move outside of the map boundaries in certain maps. I believe this is also possible in one of the maps currently that's not in the Outbreak mode, the regular Shard Clash mode. Hope they do look at that one eventually. Additionally here, there was some club challenges that could not be completed. Those have now been looked at. Hopefully you can complete those. They don't exactly list which ones those were. Lastly, for the general fixes here, there was an issue with seasonal ranked rewards. That specifically pertained to Flickering Flame, which was the silver rank that could not be used. And essentially, if you didn't know, yes, there are ranked rewards depending on what rank you have achieved so far. Funnily enough, normally I grab a bunch of footage I was trying to showcase off the ranked rewards, where I was trying to showcase to you why that didn't actually work or why that reward wouldn't have worked. The servers are actually down right now, so if you're having any issues right now, the servers are down as of recording this audio, and they are currently giving a network error and timed out. We're not exactly sure what's going on there. Again, they resolved the server issues earlier, I believe, so it should have only been a maintenance period. Right now, the servers are down low, so we're not exactly sure what's going on. I'll keep you guys updated on that. If they do end up fixing it, I'll let you guys know. And funnily enough, they basically shut down the main chat in the FragPunk Discord. There was people spamming that it's been an hour. They were doing like meme posting. Yeah, as of right now, they completely shut down the chat over on the Discord, and yeah, because people were spamming so much. So we'll just have to wait and see. There isn't any official updates there as of yet. There was 2 more updates here though. The system updates to fix an issue where matchmaking could fail under certain circumstances or special circumstances. I believe that was happening occasionally, and as we see right now, there was some instances of those crashing. They also fixed multiple instances of client crashes and freezes. Again, they don't denote or tell exactly what errors there are. I do hope if I have any feedback there in the future that they actually do give a little bit more insight what's going on here, especially with certain things, how much damage things are being reduced or how many shard points things are being gained. They don't exactly give specifics here, so I hope they do so in the future. And even checking the China version of FragPunk's website, they still don't have anything more outlined here, so I hope they do go into more details there. Again, I've gone through this with Once Human. Sometimes they give more details on the China client version, so they still don't have that here on this one. I did check, but yeah, hopefully they have that in the future. Moving on though, we do have a FragPunk banned players list, and they actually have banned and permanently banned 271 players. I love how they list them out here. They've done that with Once Human and several other NetEase games. I love when they do list those out and actually showcase those names. So I'm glad they are banning a lot of players here that needed to be banned. And they even say here that Bad Guitar Studio upholds a strict no mercy policy against cheating. Basically, you'll probably be banned for life. I believe in Once Human they banned for 10,000 years. I'm guessing it's about the same here. So yeah, you will never be unbanned if you do get banned from this game. Unless you do appeal. Of course, they do have appeal process. But if you are banned or your account is banned, sometimes like they lift after like 100 years. Of course, that's an insane amount of time anyways. NetEase, from what I've seen, has put in place basically 10,000 year bans. So yeah, your account is long gone if you do get banned unless you appeal. I will include a link down below to the appeal process so you can go through those means if you did accidentally get banned. Next up here, we have our dev and community updates. Well, first up, we do have Twitch Rivals happening with FragPunk. This could be quite massive for the game. Twitch Rivals always does really well for games usually, where you'll have a full set of casters as well as Shroud and Tens. And these are actually some big name casters, I believe. Really cool here. There's even a fellow content creator, RD IRL, doing it as well. Like, that's super awesome. He's a really small channel. You should check him out. He's got great videos on FragPunk. I'll feature him down below and just put his @. I think that's so cool that they're bringing him on. This is happening for 2 days, March 13th at 2 p.m. Pacific time. That will be 4 p.m. CST or 5 p.m. EST. It's also going to happen the following day, March 14th at 10 a.m. PT, which is 12 p.m. CST and 1 p.m. EST. So some really decent stuff there. Again, they have the range of casters here. You can check all those out. I'll also link down below to the Twitch Rivals tweet so you can see all their mentions and @. We have a few additional last-minute mentionables here. This is a video showcasing that new melee weapon that is in those Curiosity pop cans. If you didn't know, you can actually change the effect on it. Now, this video actually wasn't posted to any NA resources or any of the European resources or socials. In fact, I found this video located on the Taiwanese social accounts. Looks like they're only advertising this essentially to Taiwanese players, which makes sense in some fronts as the NA and European players have had a little bit of an issue with the loot boxes. Again, I've never had any issues with it. It's only cosmetic. I've lost the battle with cosmetics. Doesn't really bother me as much anymore because I just don't really care. After cosmetics went paid, yeah, it didn't really bother me anymore because there's nothing I could do. The fact that cosmetics keep increasing in price, people should have always seen that happening. It started with $2 horse armor. Of course, it was going to get more expensive through the years. Again, I can't really have any sympathy for that there. There's also been this post here, brought up a ton. People complaining that the game uses AI art or that it's using AI stuff. Again, obviously, I don't care at all with that. But if you look at this post here, they kind of point to a certain segment of it. Again, you actually do have to disclose that on Steam if the game is using AI art. There is nothing on Steam page, and funnily enough, if you play Call of Duty, that game actually has the disclaimer on there. Is anybody getting all upfront and mad? There's a ton of games that use it already, and this is kind of the way of the future. I get there's going to be a ton of difference of opinions there, but if you look on the Steam page, they actually don't have that disclaimer on there. So as far as I'm aware, there actually is no AI being used in the game. Again, I really don't care. I don't think it matters at all. That's my personal thoughts and opinions. I get people are kind of more segmented on that. But again, they would have to disclose that on the Steam page, and they do not currently do so. So more than likely, that is just not true. Overall, though, that should about cover for today's video. If you like, subscribe, and until the next one. Deuces.